Shall we start?
Yes.
Last time we discussed the uh, power of a Vaishnava. Means Krishna's energy like Halani Sakti and Samved Sakti are there in the heart of that Vaishnava. And when a person comes in contact with a Vaishnava, so when a person comes in contact with a Vaishnava, so that energy flows from the heart of that Vaishnava to that person, and he also feels that kind of boost in his bhakti or in his faith and other things. So that is the power, and that's why there we used to say there is potency in the Bhakta Padhuli, Bhakta Vachal, Bhakta Bhakta Avashish, Paityun Mahabal. So this thing was there. Then we discussed uh, four kind of four kind of sadhu ninda means four varieties of sadhu ninda based on caste, caste by birth, previous sins or faults committed in this life, an unpremeditated act of sin, and slight traces of previous sinful activities or habits. So I don't think कि इसको explain करने की जरूरत है. And then we discuss the true Vaishnava or sadhu avoids sadhu ninda. We saw the example that sadhu or Vaishnava never criticize any demigod, and the scriptures also. We saw this last time. A saintly person who takes shelter of the holy name does not blaspheme demigods or other scriptures. All these things were there. Now today we'll see the bad association or atsat sangha. So we have discussed who is a sadhu and what are the qualities in a sadhu, and ashram doesn't matter, means who is a sadhu or who is not a sadhu. Sadhu can be grihastha also, vanprastha also, brahmachari also. So ashram doesn't matter. All these things we discussed, and now we'll see sadhu is there, but if a person blaspheme that sadhu or a person does sadhu ninda, so what is the real cause of sadhu ninda? So sadhu ninda, asatsang is the real cause of sadhu ninda, because association with non-devotees produces disrespect for devotees. The devotee should carefully avoid non-devotees. So uh, when a when a devotee comes in contact of non-devotees, what happens? He observes many material qualities in that non-devotee. He sees that he is such a gent. He always keeps himself clean, and means kind of he always wears good clothes. Uh, he speaks very uh, in a very uh, good way. His English is very good. His this language is very good. He is good technically. He is very sound. All these things, when a devotee sees in a non-devotees, he try that the devotee also tries the same thing to see in the devotee also. And when he doesn't find all these material qualities in devotee, so slowly uh, he does offenses for that devotee. So what happens when a person or a devotee comes in contact with the non-devotees? He sees all these material qualities in that non-devotees, and same thing he tries to find in devotees also. And when he doesn't find all these qualities in devotees, so he has some notions, means that devotee is not like this. He is not good in speaking. He does not know how to present in front of people, and means he is all these things are there. So the main thing of sadhu ninda is asat sanga. Now there are two kinds of asat sanga which is described by Haridas Thakur too. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What are these two types of Asat Sangha? One is association with women, or you can say association of men for a woman. So vice versa is there. Association with women, and the second is association with those devoid of devotion to the Lord, atheist or non-devotees. Means with women or with non-devotees. Now, Hardas Thakur is further describing association with women. Hardas Thakur is further describing the association with women. His uh, There are two kinds of association with women. Means association with women without regard the Vedic tradition, as well as association with persons or men who are themselves associating with women in an unapproved manner. So there are two things. One is association with women, which is not as per the directions of Vedic system or Vedas, and the another is association with men who is a Stri Sangi, or uh, who associate with women in an unapproved manner. So now the first category, Hardas Thakur is further dividing. The first, what was the first category? Association with women, uh, which is not as per the Shastras or Vedic literature or Vedas. The first category may be divided into association with women, which is against scriptural directives, means as they are not as per the rules regulations of Vedas. And the second is association with women within a lawful marriage, means husband wife within a lawful marriage, but the husband falls under the women's control. Women's control means he is that person is under the control of women. Indulge he is indulging in all kinds of sense gratificatory activities, and not following the Vedas, means not following the rules regulation of a marriage life, all these things. So association is approved only if the relationship is sealed by proper marriage. Proper marriage means marriage is there and proper marriage is something. And if the husband acts according to the rules of the married life, that is, association is approved only if the relationship is sealed by proper marriage, and if the husband acts according to those of married life. According to the rules, the wife should be submissive to husband, and the husband should act as a Vaishnava. Any other association with women is called asat or material. So, husband and wife in lawful marriage should also follow the Vedic rules and regulations which are meant for the married life. If they are not following that rules and regulation, that that is also kind of asat sangha. So, in nutshell, we can have this like this: association with women. So it is divided in two parts: association without regard for Vedic tradition, means man is there, women is there, but they are associating with each other. Of course, they are not married, and so in the this is one case. And when they are married, sorry, one is this association without regard to Vedic tradition, and the other is association with men, Puja Stri Sangi, uh, kind of. And then this is further divided, which is not as per the Vedic tradition, means association against scriptural directives, means man is there, women is there, but they are not married, but they are associating with each other, not following the rules and regulations. And the second is association between husband and wife, those who are lawfully married, but they are not following the rules and regulation of proper marriage life as per the Shastras. Now, this is association with women, and the second is association with non-devotees, and this is of three types. So non-devotees can be that non-devotee can be a Mayavadi, that non-devotee can be a pretender, and that non-devotee can be an atheist or any person who is not following, who is not believing in the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Mayavadi, who is a Mayavadi? Mayavadis believe that the Lord and the Jivas are both temporary entities. Means they consider even the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is having a temporary body kind of thing. So, and that the Lord form is material. They consider the Lord form as that form is made of Maya, and that is temporary. So those are considered Mayavadis, and one should avoid their association. The second is a pretender. The pretender, though without genuine devotion or renunciation, pretend to be devotees to make a living. Means a person who is not a devotee, but he is in a garb of means bhakta, uh, means he is presenting himself as a devotee of Lord. And why he is doing that? To maintain his livelihood and other things, to make earnings kind of thing. That is a pretender. But he is not having any genuine faith or genuine love for God, Krishna. The atheists do not believe in any form of the Lord. And who is atheist? Those who do not believe in any form of the Lord, they are considered as atheists. So this is the three categories of non-devotees, and one should avoid these three categories also. And this is the second category of asatsanga. So one category was association with women, and the another category was association with non-devotees. Association with women, we see there are means association with women and association with स्त्री संगी. A man can also be a person who is a स्त्री संगी. So इन दोनों का हमें संग नहीं करना है. And this further is further divided: association with women in a lawful marriage, and in what, and the other is within means not in a lawful marriage, means not in a marriage, of course. So these are the two. Now here is a very important thing. These people, means all these uh, non-devotees or other non-devotees, these people may claim to be devotees and may be accepted as such by the public, means they are devotee, public can accept them. But if one rejects such people, it is not considered sadhu ninda. So sadhu ninda means, we understand what is sadhu ninda means. Uh, But what is not sadhu ninda? If a person is not, if a person is not associating and he is rejecting their and these uh, non-devotees association, so that is not sadhu ninda. And this is also very important. One who criticizes a person who gives up such asat people should also be rejected and avoided. So if A is, if one is criticizing a person who gives up such असत people, अगर कोई व्यक्ति असत संग को त्याग देता है और उसके लिए उस व्यक्ति की को कोई क्रिटिसाइज करता है, सो दैट पर्सन कैन आल्सो बी रिजेक्टेड हु इज criticizing that person. I hope you understood. One who criticizes a person who gives up such asat people should also be rejected and avoided. अगर आप असत्संग त्याग रहे हैं और उसके लिए आपकी कोई आपको कोई क्रिटिसाइज कर रहे हैं, तो जो क्रिटिसाइज कर रहे हैं आपको, उसको भी आप छोड़ सकते हैं, उसको भी उसकी एसोसिएशन भी हमें छोड़ देनी चाहिए. सो दिस इज द असत संगा और टाइप्स ऑफ असत संगा. हरदास ठाकुर explain to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, why to distinguish between devotees and others? So, what is the need? Means somebody can say that in Bhagavad Gita there is a sloka na पंडितासम दर्शिना. So जो पंडित होता है वो सबको बराबर दृष्टि से देखता है. मीन्स कुत्ता हो, गाय हो, हाथी हो, anybody would be there. So that pandita or a devotee should see everyone equally. But here we are saying that why to distinguish between devotees and the others? So there is a requirement. What is that? Thus, in order to proceed properly to the goal of prema, one must be able to distinguish between the devotees from the non-devotees. So our goal is prema, and to get that prema properly, one should able to distinguish between devotees and non-devotees. Why? Because if one is not able to distinguish between devotees and non-devotees, then there are very high chances that we can associate with non-devotees. And when we associate with non-devotees, there will be asat sangha, and that will lead to sadhu ninda in the course of time. So this is very important for a sadhaka, for a devotee, to distinguish between devotee and non-devotee. Because one must avoid criticism of the actions and character of a devotee. So one should avoid the criticism of a devotee. We should avoid sadhu ninda. And for that, it is very important to distinguish between sadhu and asadhu. One should seek his association, one should seek the association of a devotee, and simultaneously one must avoid the non-devotees completely. So that's why it is very important to distinguish between devotees and others. One must also be able to distinguish the different types of Vaishnavas according to their spiritual advancement. So this is another point that it is important to distinguish between the devotee and non-devotee, and it is also very important to distinguish between the levels of Vaishnavas. Means uh, there are many levels of Vaishnava, and one should be able to distinguish between them. Uh, and that differentiation should be based on attraction to the holy name of that person, his consciousness, his knowledge of shastras, his faith in the process, and his surrender to Supreme Personality of Godhead and the gurus, devotee, etc. And one should treat them accordingly. So, and here we discuss two important points. One should be able to distinguish between devotee and non-devotees, and the other is one should be able to distinguish between the levels of devotees also. Now, what are the levels of devotees or types of devotees? We'll see. So there are three types of devotees. One is Kanishtha, another is Madhyama, and the third one is Uttama. Now these three can be based on different aspects. Means it can be based on Shraddha, faith of the devotee in the process. It can be based on the his knowledge in the shastras, his consciousness, his attraction to the holy name, and other things. So there can be many criteria of differentiation of devotees. So we'll see uh, today on what basis we distinguish. We are going to distinguish. So first is Kanishtha Vaishnava. What is Kanishtha Vaishnava? Or you can say neophyte, very new Vaishnava. The materialistic Vaishnava or a Vaishnava Paraya or a semi Vaishnava is a person who has slight faith in Krishna. Means he has that devotee is having a faith in Krishna, or that he's but that faith is not uh, it's not a drit shraddha. It's a very komal shraddha. Means he's having faith, but that faith is not based on the shastras. Means that faith can be shaken up when he comes in contact with non-devotees or some means kind of bad association. So his faith in Krishna is there, but it's a slight faith. But has no service attitude toward devotees. And also that neophyte devotee, or you can say the materialistic Vaishnava, Vaishnava Praya, semi Vaishnava, he has no service attitude towards the devotees. Also, he has no proper distinction in devotees and non-devotees. He takes devotees and non-devotees on the same level. So that Vaishnava, he consider the devotees, non-devotees almost on the same level. Of course, he distinguishes on the basis that a Vaishnava has a tilak, he has different kind of garments. So, but he mm, does not differentiate much in devotees and non-devotees. So there is no proper distinction for him. No pure devotional faith is there because his faith not based on the shastras. So there is no pure devotional faith. His chanting may be at offensive level or namabhas. So he may be on the level of namabhas or in Namabhas also. Namabhas also you can say he has mixed faith, means we have discussed na Namabhas, Shraddha Namabhas, Ashraddha Namabhas. In Shraddha Namabhas there is a and there was a Chaya Namabhas and the Pratibimb Namabhas. So he may be on the Pratibimb Namabhas, means he is having mixed faith, not on fully faith on the bhakti. He is having faith on Gyan, yoga, other marg also, other process also. So he may be on that level, or offensive level means Namaprad level. That is the Kanishta Bhakta or Vaishnava Praya. Such a person is not a real Vaishnava. He is not a real Vaishnava, means he is not a pure Vaishnava, but a Vaishnava Abha. There is a Vaishnava Abhas, a faint likeness of a Vaishnava. He is, however, classed as a Vaishnava in order that real Vaishnavas who avoid non-Vaishnavas may give him association. So why he is classified as a Vaishnava? All these symptoms are there, but after that also he is classified as a Vaishnava because a real Vaishnava can give him association, because a real Vaishnava, or you can say Madhyam Adhikari, or the means devotee who is above the level of this Kanishta Bhakta. So that Bhakta distinguish between devotees and non-devotees, and because he is distinguishing between the devotees and non-devotees, and based on that he will never give association to non-devotees, or the uh, non-devotees means those who have uh, not favorable for the devotion, kind of atheists. So uh, that devotee is not giving association to non-devotees or atheists. So, but to give the association to this Kanishta Bhakta, he is categorized like this. Means he is not a real Vaishnava, but he is categorized as a Vaishnava so that a proper Vaishnava, true Vaishnava can give him association. He is, however, classed as a Vaishnava in order that real Vaishnavas who avoid non-Vaishnavas may give him association. And he is called a Kanishta Vaishnava, upon whom the advanced Vaishnavas bestow mercy so that he may become purified and elevated to a higher status. So, although he is not a real Vaishnava, but he is classified as a Vaishnava so that other Vaishnavas who do not associate with non devotees will associate with this Kanishta and give him association, give him mercy so that he can proceed in his spiritual life. Okay, so this is the Kanishta. Now the Madhyama. Now, Madhyam devotee recognize the important position of the Lord's devotees. So, Madhyam who understand the position of a Lord devotee, who understand the position of the servant of a devotee. So, uh, that is a Madhyam person, and thus always associate with Lord devotees. So that Madhyam, he is having full faith on the process, because his faith is based on the Shastras, and he understands the position of a devotee, and that's why he served that devotee, he associate with the devotees. So this is one of the big difference. In Kanishta does not understand the position of a devotee, but a Madhyama understands the position of a devotee. He is convinced of Krishna's position as the Lord. Madhyama understands what is the position of the Lord. The Jivas as his eternal servant. He understands that Jivas are the eternal servant of the Lord. The process of advancement as bhakti. He understands what is the bhakti. What bhakti is the process of advancement. And the goal as the prema. And he knows that the prema is the goal of spiritual life or bhakti. He shows mercy to the innocent, those with a little faith, Kanistha devotees. So that Madhyama shows mercy to the innocent, and that Madhyama avoids the non-devotees or asat sangha. So these are the qualities, or you can say characteristic of a Madhyam Adhikari. So in nutshell, this is Prem, Maitri, Kripa, Upeksha. In Bhagavatam 11th canto, in the discussion between Krishna and the Uddhava, there are many, these are mentioned that what are the characteristic of a Madhyam Adhikari. So Prema means he loves Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prema is there. Maitri means friendship. So he makes friendship with the equals or devotees or theistic personalities. You can say. So uh, he is having friendship with the equal devotees, or means in devotee circle he has friendship. Kripa. He does kripa on the kanishthas or innocent people, or you can say theistic people who are favorable for the bhakti. So there he does kripa, mercy. And upeksha. Upeksha means he avoids non-devotees. So these are four symptoms or characteristic of a madhyamadikari. Prema, maitri, kripa, upeksha. So we discuss this. Now, the Madhyam devotee can understand the different effects of different types of association. So, Madhyam devotee understands what is the effect of associating with different kinds of persons. Means that's why he differentiate them, and he accordingly he associate with them. Means he avoids the non-devotees and he associate with the devotees because he understands the effect of association with different persons. The Madhyama devotee is considered a pure devotee, Shuddha Vaishnava, because he is qualified by taking up the pure holy name rather than Namavas. So Madhyama devotees takes the pure holy name, or you can say he may be on the level of Namavas, but he is having Shraddha Namavas, Chaya Namavas, and in due course of time he will have Shuddha Nam, pure Nam. So he is considered a pure devotee. He is qualified to distinguish the real Vaishnava from the non-Vaishnava. So he is able to distinguish them and does so since avoiding Asat Sangha and Sadhu Ninda as well as serving the advanced devotees is a necessity for his advancement. So in it is important to advance in bhakti. There is two things. One is serving the Vaishnavas, and another is maintaining a distance from non-Vaishnavas or avoiding the Asat Sangha. So these two things happen when one is able to distinguish between non-devotees and devotees. So this is the key. A Vaishnava, a Madhyam Vaishnava is able to distinguish between them because he wants to serve the pure devotees, and he wants to avoid non-devotees, or he wants to avoid Asat Sangha. Means he does Asat Sangha, he does not want Asat Sangha. Kind of. If he fails to distinguish the Vaishnavas from the non-Vaishnavas, he is bound to commit Vaishnava Aparadh. So if he is not able to distinguish between them, so in due course of time, he will associate with non-devotees and he will do sadhu ninda, and then Vaishnava Aparadh will be there. So if he fails to distinguish. So for a Madhyama or a Vaishnava, it is very, very important to distinguish. Or at least, but in case of Uttama Bhakta, we'll see in case of Uttama Bhakta, it is not necessary for him to distinguish because he sees everyone, means he is on that level, he is on that level of consciousness he is having, that he sees everyone as a servant of Lord. He sees everyone, means everyone, there is Krishna in the heart of everyone, even in animals, in trees, in insects. He sees that Krishna is there in everyone's heart. So he is on that level, his consciousness on that level. So there is no necessity, it is not necessary for him to distinguish because his level is different. But for a Madhyama devotee who is having that level of consciousness, for him it is important to distinguish. Otherwise, in due course of time, he will do Vaishnava Aparadh. Now the Uttama devotee, Uttama Vaishnava, the highest type of Vaishnava, experiences Krishna as the life and soul of everything. Consequently, he sees Krishna situated in everything and does not make distinction between a Vaishnava and non-Vaishnava. Since he makes no distinctions of friend and or enemy, Vaishnava or non-Vaishnava, for him there is no regulation to serve Vaishnava. Simply he engages in relishing the nectar of the holy name. So this is Uttam Adhikari, means his Chetana, his consciousness level is altogether different, means it's on the highest level. For him, it is not important to distinguish, uh, or it's not a characteristic to distinguish between the Vaishnava and non-Vaishnava. He sees everyone like everyone is servant of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everyone is having Krishna in his heart. So it's a different thing for Uttam Vaishnava. Now, among the various kind of devotees, means with these kind of three devotees, Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama, it is the Madhyama devotee who must distinguish the different types of devotees and takes full advantage of associating with associating with and serving the sadhu. So for a Madhyama devotee, it is very important to distinguish. And this should be the goal. This should means one should have this goal that one should come on the level of Madhyama at least. Because when without coming on the means one cannot process one cannot proceed or advance in bhakti until one comes on the level of Madhyama. Because when one person comes on the Madhyama level, he is able to distinguish between the devotees. Accordingly, he associate with devotees and does not associate with non-devotees. That person does not associate with non-devotees, and then he is able to serve devotees and further progress in the bhakti. So for Madhyama, it is very important, and one should has this goal to come at the level of Madhyama at least. Now, it is therefore very important to come to the stage of Madhyama Bhakta. So it is very important, and one should strive for that. One should have that goal. For in that state, one can examine one's personality, understand one's position and necessities in the devotional service, means what is important for him for in his spiritual life, and then perform activities necessary for continued advancement. Understanding his own level, he will avoid sadhu ninda, associate with equal Vaishnavas, and serve superior Vaishnava. So three things is up: serve the superior Vaishnava, associate with equal Vaishnava, and avoid the sadhu ninda and other things, or avoid the non-devotees or asatsanga. Give spiritual instruction to the innocent and chant the holy name. By this activity, he can advance. So, by all this activity, a Madhyama can advance, and one should have this. One should to try to come on this level at least on the Madhyama, so that he can further advance and in due course of time become a Uttam Vaishnava. So today we discuss this mainly. That what is uh, means what is the main cause of sadhu ninda. Sadhu ninda main cause is asatsanga. And now what is types of asatsanga? What is asatsanga? So association with women. For men it is women, and for women it's men. So association with women and association with those men or women who have uh, uh, means unnecessary kind of association of other opposite sex. So Stri Sangi also. Um, this is the other category of Asatsanga. And we further divided this association with women. You can go through it. I think it will help you. So you can see this chart also. And then we saw that why it is necessary to distinguish between devotees and non-devotees and different levels of devotees. So this is very important thing. And then we see what are the levels of devotee: Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama. And then we discuss all these things based on their Shraddha, their consciousness, their knowledge, and other things. I hope you have gone through all these levels earlier also. So there are many categories based on Shraddha, based on level of consciousness, based on uh, knowledge and faith, other things also. So this we discussed today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. So today we have not yet completed the chapter, right, Prabhuji?
Yeah, there is one most
Small
important
section.
remedy is there. How what one should do if one does Vaishnava offense. So this is very important, and it will take a little time. So I could not cover.
Basically, this section is highlighting more of role of a Madhyam Adhikari.
Means that should be the goal of Madhyam Adhikari. That's why we focus more on Madhyam Adhikari. But we should understand what is Kanishta uh, and what is Uttama, so that we can understand on which level we are.
And also we need to associate accordingly.
Yeah.
And the main cause of this Vaishnava Aparadha is asatsang.
Mm. As per Ardas Thakur, he's telling Asatsanga is the main cause of, and broadly we can see many things, but main cause is Asatsanga. Because when we go in association with all these now, uh, I discussed this, we go in outer world, means in when we associate with materialist people, we see that they are having all these materialistic qualities, and we try to see them in devotees also. And when we do not find that those qualities in devotees, so then we start doing offenses. Yes, we see that वो डिवोटी बहुत अच्छा बोलता है, मतलब सॉरी, बाहर के लोग बहुत अच्छा प्रेजेंट करते हैं, बहुत अच्छा बोलते हैं, बहुत अच्छे जेंटलमैन बन के रहते हैं, बट इन डिवोटी सर्कल हमें अगर वो चीज़ नहीं मिलती कि वो डिवोटी ऐसे ही रहता है, ऐसे ही कपड़े पहनता है, उसको प्रेजेंट करना नहीं आता, उसकी इंग्लिश अच्छी नहीं है, ऑल दिस थिंग्स, सो ऑल दिस थिंग्स व्हेन जब हम डिवोटीज में देख नहीं मिलती हमें चीज़, तो हमें लगता है कि वो डिवोटी ऐसा ही है. सो मीन्स दिस इज वन ऑफ द एस्पेक्ट.
इसके कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स भी होंगे प्रभु जी शास्त्रों से ना, वो भी अपन शेयर कर सकते हैं.
We can see some examples of Asatsanga. Yesterday in Bhakti Vaibhav we were seeing many examples were there. Asatsanga means when Narkasur associate, who is a son of Krishna, he associated with Banashur. So although he was son of Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, but because of Asatsanga, uh, he became demon and then he does offenses towards Supreme Personality of Godhead. Or, many things were there. So Sangha is very important. And
Duryodhan was associated constantly with Shakuni and Karna and all those.
Duryodhan also
So the question will arise.
I think no questions are there, Bhuji. So
There are. What did you say?
I thought there is no question, so we can.
नहीं, question है.
I have one question.
Okay.
So I think
What
as
is the
you
question, Bhuji?
Hare Krishna Dhanut Pranam Prabhuji. So the question is, I think the whatever you explained, based on that, my understanding is we have to focus on what is our level rather than being judgmental under the guidance of a superior Vaishnava. Is that the right understanding, Prabhuji, in terms of practicality? Otherwise, because contemplating and deciding on who is superior Vaishnava, it is going to cause more offenses for neophyte or neophyte devotees. This is what I'm thinking. Is there any practical way further on that? If without guidance of superior Vaishnava, I think it appears very difficult, this session.
Yes. Of course, on the level of a neophyte or a Kanishta, he is not able to distinguish between the Vaishnavas, so he will do offense. There is no doubt. He sees the Vaishnava, non-Vaishnava, or devotee, non-devotee almost on the same level. Means in devotees he has no faith. He has a slight faith in the deities or Supreme Personality of Godhead, but that faith also very means komal, very soft faith is there. That faith is not based on the shastras. So on the level of Kanishta, one is going to land in trouble if he distinct means he is doing kind of all these things. So he will do offense for sure. But on the level of a Madhyama, one is able to properly distinguish between the devotees. And because he is able to distinguish between the devotees, so accordingly he associate and he is avoid the non-devotees. So there are less chances of doing offense. Also, when he associate with the uh, devotees and he handle that on the level of Madhyama, he understands the philosophy very well. So accordingly, he when he have associate with the devotees, he takes guidance from the devotees. So this is there. He understands the consequence of the sadhu ninda. So he is very careful for all these things. And also he is on the level of namabhas means namabhas in the chaya namabhas, or you can say he is on the level of Shuddhanam. So we see in previous chapter, na, a devotee who is on that level, he he consciously tries he consciously tries not to do any offense. So this is there on the level of Madhyama, and that's why it is mentioned there that one should have this goal to come on the level of Madhyama at least.
Yes, Prabhuji. So it will be at least a safe zone relatively compared to, if that is the case, then there will be at least association with superior, association with equal devotees and serving the
Of the superior
superior
devotees,
Vaishnavas, so that
superior
chances of
devotees
doing less offense, chance of doing offenses are
and
less.
doing mercy have
Thank-
I'm not able to hear Guruji. I think
Yeah, some
internet is
internet
weak.
problem looks like, Prabhuji. Yeah, but I could
Yeah.
hear you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can I ask one question?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Pranam.
Yeah, Pranam, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, like we are reading here that Madhyama is qualified with the real Shuddha Naam. So that means they are on the level of Ruchi, or like how to understand, Prabhuji? Like we are hearing that Madhyama Adhikari is having a good knowledge of philosophy and everything is there, but it's on the Ruchi level, or where is the Madhyama Adhikari then?
Mm, that I do not know exactly on what level Madhyama is there, but yes, because he is taking the Shuddha Naam, so he should be on the level of, means at least on the level of Nishtha.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
And
I
Prabhuji
do not know about
also,
Ruchi, but at least on the level of Nishtha he should be Madhyama.
okay, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, when
Actually, all this, I'm really just it is not like that a person on the level of Madhya Nisthana. So all these processes, sometimes it is overlapping processes are there. Means a person who is on the level of Nishtha, there, of course, Bhajan Kriya will be there, but Anartha Nivritti also should be going on. Of course, on the level of Nishtha, many offenses would have gone, but some would be there. So it's not like that a person on Nishta is having zero anarthas and other things. So all this all means there is some overlapping is there. But a person on Nishtha, he is having means full faith on Krishna, that Shraddha is there, and he is following all the rules, regulation properly. So it will be there. So a Madhyama Adhikari, he should be on the level of Nishtha at least. Also means I think to see this I have to see this Madhuri Kadamni. Exactly, I cannot say that a Madhyam Adhikari means on the level of Ruchi or not.
okay, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in this, when we are criticizing, sometimes a very neophyte is there who is just chanting maybe one round, or maybe just started chanting, not completely one round also, but having a lot of material attitude, like ISKCON is doing this Rath Yatra because they want to just popularize the Janmashtami and all the such kind of mentality if someone is having. So, Prabhuji, if we are criticizing such a person there and then, is it again considered a Vaishnava aparadh?
Means that should we criticize that person?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Uh, one should avoid to criticize that person, but one can give clarification regarding this to that person and the other persons also. But why to criticize anybody? Because later we'll see we should not criticize even the non-devotees also. We do not know when that person will become a devotee. We see na in case of Dhruv Maharaj, when Suruchi did offense for Dhruv Maharaj, na, that time he was not a devotee, but later he became a devotee. So Suruchi got that aparadh, Vaishnava aparadh. So we should always try not to criticize anybody. We should try to guide them. We can give them clarification, but we can do one thing, that we cannot associate with those persons. We can avoid those persons. So we can do that. And avoiding that person is not sadhu ninda. We see na, that's just, you can avoid those persons and that is not sadhu ninda. And अगर आपको कोई उसके लिए भी मना करता है कि आप उसको क्यों अवॉइड कर रहे हो, तो आप उसको भी अवॉइड कर सकते हो. दिस इज ऑल्सो मेंशन्ड देयर.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Pranam.
हरे कृष्ण.
Does anyone has any other question? Okay, I
Hare
think
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
हरे कृष्ण मुझे प्रणाम.
Thanks for your wonderful class, Prabhuji. It's a very important topic. I have one question, Prabhuji. We are here saying that we should not associate with the non-devotees, but practically in the corporate life, right, we may have to associate with many people, and then they fall under different categories like Mayavadis, or they may not even believe in God. Also, it is.
मायावादी
So does it mean that so we can say that maybe we can associate with them, but then we cannot take up their ideas? Can we think like that, Prabhuji?
Of course, Pooja. We discussed, I think, this last time also. We
Yeah.
should not means association means taking up their ideas, following what they are telling. All these things are there. And also in Nectar of Instruction, Rupa Goswami tells about what is the association. So there are six kind of exchanges in association that is considered mainly association. We have heard na this. What is there? How that sloka?
Pratigna.
Pradati pratigranati, yes, Goyama khati prichati. So there are six things: giving gifts, taking gifts, having prasadam, giving prasadam, all these things. So those are mainly main ways, or the ways one can associate with others. So those things bound one with others to further. So at least we can avoid these six exchanges at least. And of course, we should avoid their ideas and all these things. In material, we have to associate, of course, but we can understand means what is good and what is bad, and accordingly we can do the things, whichever is means understanding the necessity, understanding the situation, we can do.
Okay, Prabhu. Sure. So, and one more thing, Prabhuji, I think in the Madhyamadhikari section, it is written that Madhyamadhikari shows mercy towards Kanishtadhikaris. Right, Prabhuji? Maybe it's a basic question. I just want to understand, what exactly is a mercy? Meaning giving some instructions to him to follow certain things, and what exactly is a mercy there, Prabhuji?
So, of course, Kanishta is a person who is not on the level, means who can distinguish between devotees, non-devotees in a proper way. But that person is considered as a devotee even. Why he is considered a devotee? So that senior devotees or Madhyam Adhikari associate with that person, Kanishta. And that's why he is considered as a devotee, although he is a Kanishta. So when a Madhyam Adhikari, he associate with the Kanishta, he gives him guidance. He teaches him shastras, and because of association of Madhyam Adhikari, Kanishta person progresses or he advances. Because in bhakti na, the main thing of advancement is sadhu kripa. So with his association, Madhyam Adhikari gives kripa to Kanishta, and because of that kripa, Kanishta slowly he advances. So that's why he gives the association. This is the mercy of a devotee. Means for a that's why Madhyam Adhikari means this is the mission, or you can say mode of a devotee or a Madhyam Adhikari, to give his association to Kanishta Adhikari so that that person can advance further. That's why we see na, Srila Prabhupada, he went to West and he gave association to so many atheists, or you can say non-devotees, and all these things. And because of his association only, all those persons they became devotees. So because of mercy only, because of Prabhupada association. So it's very important for Madhyam Adhikari to associate with Kanishta, or to give mercy to innocent persons. Means this is a process. In the beginning, everyone is on that level, Kanishta level. Of course, we do not know in what about his past life. So if past life is means in past life he was a good devotee, so he can progress very fast in devotional life.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna ji.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
His Grace Padmanabh Swaroop prabhuji ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Hare
Dandat Pranam.
Dandot Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna ji, pranam.